In my 4 years of being here, I've never made a reaction video, and I'm not about to now. But I did want to talk about a video posted by Shameless Sperg this morning and the larger implications of it, of what he's talking about. He posted a video this morning where, good to his name, he spurged out. It was funny. I guess what happened is he was saying people in his comments were calling him a fed, which is going to happen to everybody because we've been doing this. I know he's kind of new, I guess, to YouTube. Like this is his first channel, but it's probably new to this kind of stuff. That would be truth or truth adjacent. Everyone calls you a fed because everyone assumes that everyone is a fed, as well they should. You know, it's not like you shouldn't take it personally because everybody says everybody else is, you know. And I understand why. He'll maybe if he sticks with it, he'll start to see how that works. But it was pretty funny. And I'm personally I haven't seen any derogatory comments and this stuff at all. It's just support, you know. I've linked his videos and talked about him, and I like what he's doing. Now, if he's a plant, which I mean, whatever, it is kind of strange how you can accumulate that much traffic in just like what, a week, 2 weeks, and he keeps saying it's because he has the balls to say it. No, there's a lot of people talk about this. I've talked about this shit for years, but I've also got a lot of bans and strikes and all this other stuff because it's not popular to talk about. Only recently, with the movement of the Orville Redenbacher window, have we been able to talk about this stuff more. And about 2 or 3 months ago, I did a video about if you want to get on a grift, the racial grift is coming. Because I saw things changing, Overton window situation, and I said now would be the time to get in on that stuff as a new thing, because they're going to be allowing people to say stuff that they couldn't say before. Let me just get out of here so I'm not doing a show. And and now would be a great time to get in on it, you know? Hang on a second. And he's not the only one. He's far from the only one. There's other guys doing it too. SC Reviews, who used to be at one time he was a geek media kind of culture guy, but now he just does racial stuff like black fatigue videos, and you see a lot of that going on now. I'm telling you, you couldn't do this stuff 18 months ago. I know, because I've gotten the fucking bans and the strikes, and I've gotten all the weeks off for doing it, and not even really saying anything. You know, I'm always very careful not to say anything that they could call hateful. You know, whether or not it's really hate or not, that doesn't matter. It's them that determines what is hate and what is not. And basically, hate is whatever they don't want you to say. You know, they lump anything into that. But I've never been like that on the internet ever. From, you know, the time I got on in 1996, I just knew enough, and it's not something that's really in my heart. Like I don't care to do stuff like that. But then, over time, the definition of hate started changing from real hate to whatever we don't like, you know? Now, we talked about hate here before and how it's a completely made-up bullshit, erroneous word. You don't hate anybody. The only way you can hate someone is if you know them and have a relationship with them that which they did you wrong in a way, or you had some kind of problem with them that is worth hate. Hate is like love. It's the other end of the spectrum. Whereas, like I always use the example of thechadti, where people say they love thechadti. They don't love that guy. They just think they do. It's the same thing. You don't hate anybody. You just think you do. And they have the word there for shorthand, so you can jump right into it and get on the fucking bus. But speaking of getting on the bus, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know for sure. I just usually assume everybody's compromised in some way, but it doesn't mean he's not saying something good or doing, you know, good work. I mean, there's not many people advocating, well, there are, it's just that you don't see them. That's the other thing I said too, like he's talking about the Indian with balls to say this stuff. No, me and my friends, you know, people that you'll never hear about, you know, channels you'll never see. You know, we've been saying it. It's not a matter of balls, it's a matter of visibility. Charles Carroll does the same thing too. Oh shit, I almost walked in front of this car. Charles Carroll does the same thing too. He's always bragging about, like, who's going to tell you this? Who's going to tell you this? I'm like, it's not about who's going to tell you this. It's who are you going to hear telling you this, you know? So yes, when you see someone ride the algorithm like the fucking half pipe, of course, you know, if you've been in this kind of thing for any reasonable amount of time, not just, I don't mean content creators, but like following this truth stuff. I mean, I don't know how long he's been doing this kind of thing. But you just know, you know, you learn these things over time that you just understand how everything is. But, yeah, it was funny. I thought the video was great. But he can't, you know, let that stuff. Another good thing he pointed out, which I definitely make the mistake of all the time, is the way he looks. You know, he's very fit, and I mean, to be honest, he does look like the Abercrombie and Snitch fucking meme. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything, you know? And he was saying, here's where, you know, someone that's been in this thing for a while knows where you went wrong. On the boards, right? Whenever a Fed wants to get mad at you for being called a Fed, he'll bring in just because you're all fat and don't go to the gym and work out. That's the fucking Fed move. I don't know if he knows that or not. He probably doesn't know that, because why would he do that? But I was like, I hear you, guy, but you fucking, boy, did you pick the wrong defense. So if you know anything about the intricacies of this crazy shit, you'd immediately say, well, is that an admission? Ultimately, who gives a shit? He's putting stuff out into the ether. He's putting will and intent into the world. It's all magic, you know. And he's standing up for our people, which is good. So whether he's a Fed or not, it doesn't matter anymore, because there's so many Feds. Half the people you see are just Feds. So especially on these kind of forums and talking about this kind of stuff. So you can't get hung up on that. I mean, there's people I know for a fact are glow ends, and I still watch them. You know, because, you know, there's good stuff to come from that. The thing is with these guys a lot of times is the way they make people feel like what they're saying is true, is they'll take some truth and they'll wrap it with the bullshit. And a frequency, it's like making a frequency burrito. You know, they'll take some poisonous idea that they want to get in your head, whatever it is, you know, take your pick, and they'll wrap it in the fucking burrito of truth. You know, the fucking bread, or what the fuck you call it. And then you put that out there. Now, when it comes to you, you're like, oh yeah, I see, this feels true. You're in a tuning fork there, where you decipher frequency, even though you don't know how it works. Like, I don't know how it works, you just kind of know. Like, you know, you'd be talking to people, and say, oh, this guy's full of shit. I don't know how I know he's lying to me, but he's lying to me. That's your inner tuning fork, reading frequency. The key is to learn exactly what those things are, and then you're fucking really in the pole position. The evil that kind of runs the world, not kind that does, they know all about that stuff. They know the call signs and the exact frequencies of these things, and that's how they play us on such a large scale. That's how their lesser magic is implemented across populations. And even though it is lesser magic, anything that's like mind control is considered lesser magic. They're doing it on an industrial scale, and most of the people aren't very discerning. You know, you got a 95% thing out there. So whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I'm home now. But yeah, it doesn't matter if people are Feds. I think it's funny that he got so. but then, you know, his name is Sperg. But God bless that guy. I hope he keeps going, and thanks for dropping in, guys. Hope to see you soon, and until next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.